and in today's video we are going to do this summative assessment 1 for final period. So the instruction is program the Raspberry Pi to carry out the task being asked as shown below. So with that, we will use our Raspberry Pi 4 and submit and use the code, or we will create a code using Python or Node-RED programming. For this one, we will use Python to do this problem. As you can see, once the PB1 or the push button is pressed, sequence 1 will commence and runs for 10 seconds, then it proceeds to sequence 2 for 5 seconds and loop backs again to sequence 1. Hence, it repeats the process. So it means that once the button is pressed, it will run the program indefinitely by looping sequence 1 and 2. For that, we have a code. Let's open our virtual monitor. So this is the code we used. We import the GPIO0 since we import everything from GPIO0, and we import sleep from time. So we will create a variable name count to count the number of presses, and we will assign push button to GPIO2 and the LEDs from 1 to 8 to 14, 15, for GPIO 14, 15, 18, 27, 22, 23, 10, and 9. So we will go to the while loop where our program will run. So while it is true, the button will wait for press and release. So this is where the 2 line comes in, and the count will be equal to count plus 1, or we will count the number of pushes that the button create, or how many times that the button is pressed. So while the count is equal to 1, so this means that this will make sure that the program under it will run indefinitely as long as the count is equal to 1. So for that, we will discuss the sequence 1. Sequence 1 is, as we can see in the Word file, is going there. But for our case, it will be going down since I will demonstrate the circuit vertically. So LED 1 will be on for 1.25 seconds, and then it will be off, and the LED 2 will be on at 1.20 on the next 1.25 seconds. And this cycle repeats until we reach the LED LED 8 to be on. That is the sequence 1. Since as you wonder why it is set on 1.25, if we divide 10 by 8, it will result to 1.25. So we divide 10 seconds equally for 8 LEDs. For the sequence 2, it will be on reverse, since as we can see, the arrow is in reverse with sequence 1. And now, going back to the monitor, LED 8 will be on for at least 0.6 6:25 seconds, and then it will be off, and the LED 7 will be on for at least for 6.25 seconds, and the cycle repeat and the sequence will be repeated until it reach LED 1, and it will go back to sequence 1 to do this code again, going to sequence 2, and it will go back to sequence 1 again, and so on and so forth, to create to run this code indefinitely, since it is under a while loop. So let's try to run this code. So as we can see, the code is uploaded, and this is the circuit that we are going to use for the demonstration. It composes of 8 LEDs and a push button. So for the sequence 1, it will go down for at least 10 seconds, and for the sequence 2, it will go up for at least 5 seconds. So with that, let's try to run the code or test this circuit if the code works. So as you can see, the LED is going down, and it will go up again, and going down again, and now as on the last LED, it will go back for at least 5 seconds, and this program will run indefinitely, or it will run forever, since the code or the sequence is under the while loop, while the button is detected when is if the button is pressed earlier. Hope you like this video, and see you again next time.